Hey, what's up? This is Jason Drone. Welcome to the Evolution video. Today, you're going to learn how to turn your prospects and leads into paying customers. And if you haven't already watched the Solving Problems video or the Build video, make sure to click the links in the navigation bar right on top of this page. Now, we've come a long way in the last two videos, from finding a market to brainstorming your product in video number 1, the Solving Problems video, to creating your ebook or getting started on your video course, to setting up your sales website in video number 2, the Build video. But here's the thing, none of that matters if you don't watch and follow through with this video. Of the three, this one is the most important, and here's why. Hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of web-based businesses fail every year because they can't figure out one thing: sales and marketing. You can have the best digital product in the world, capable of changing the lives of millions of people, but if no one buys it, it'll sit on your hard drive collecting bits of dust for eternity. All of that hard work, time, effort, and money will be wasted. Sure, you can give it away to collect leads, and that's a viable alternative. But at the end of the day, you need to figure out the sales end if your goal is to make your living online. That's where this video comes into play. By the end of this video, you will be in possession of two crucial skills of digital business: writing sales copy and product marketing. We're going to start with the sales piece, since you need to have that live before you can go to market. Then we'll conclude with two marketing strategies, including a free traffic tactic and a paid traffic strategy. So with that, let's set the stage. Right now, if you followed the videos up until this point, you have something that you want to sell: an ebook, a video course, an audio product. You've got your sales site set up and your content protection plugin is in place. Now you're tasked with creating a sales message that will move a prospect so that they become a customer. I call this the evolution formula. Someone new hits your website and starts watching your sales video or reading your sales copy. In order for them to buy, you have to move your visitor from where they are to where you want them to be. And the steps you have to move them through are sequential, and we'll talk about those in a minute. It's all about movement. The first thing you have to decide is what medium you want to use. Sales copy can take one of 4 different formats and may even be put together in the same page. You have long-form sales letters, video sales letters, single-page sales letters, and short-form sales letters. You can also combine elements of all 4 of those into a product launch. Of the 4, the short-form sales letter is the simplest one to describe, so we'll start there. Here are a few examples. We have this one on Amazon.com. This is a book that I wrote a couple years ago, but the big things are you have a little bit of copy, an image on the left, and an add to cart button or a buy button on the right. There's this product, which is kind of the same format. You have copy in the middle, a little bit about the course creator on the left, and then the buy button on the right. Here we have AppSumo, which does some short form, some long form sales copy. The course information is on the left and the buy button's on the right. And then in iTunes, a lot of people wouldn't consider iTunes having sales copy, but this iBooks listing is sales copy. You got a book description, a way to buy the book. But I think we can all agree that this doesn't really get the job done. You'll notice that these platforms are big. The ones with short form sales letters, typically the platforms are absolutely huge. They have millions of buyers, and that's awesome for them. But because they have millions of buyers, they also have tens or hundreds of thousands of products. A few sales could mean the difference between you quitting your job and staying home with your kids full time or not. And the problem is Apple or Amazon or Udemy, they don't care about whether or not you're making sales. All they care about is that their bottom line is good, and they use your content to help make that happen. Using these platforms is great as a bonus, but not as a primary revenue strategy, not as a way for you to build the foundation of your business. You most likely won't be using short form sales letters. They work when tied to a trusted brand like Amazon, or you're selling software or iTunes or something like that. It's very difficult to drive traffic to these pages and convert halfway decently when you're working on a return on investment model. You know, like for every $1 you spend in advertising, then you want to make at least $1.10 back. Now let's look at long form sales letters. So long form sales letters were the standard for sales copy up until about 4 years ago, when my friend John Benson invented the video sales letter. Long sales letters usually work with niche products where prospects aren't as exposed to buying stuff online. Photography, green energy, pet food type products. Typically when the niche is not quite as large as maybe health and fitness or business or any of that stuff, then long form sales letters will work. But if you put a video in front of them and test it, the video is going to convert far better. And here are a few examples of long form sales letters. For on the left, we have one for step-by-step plans to create and design a container home. In the middle, we have a long form sales letter, and this is just the top part of the long form sales letter. They go for pages and pages and pages. In the middle, we have one for a green energy alternative, and on the right, we have one for health and fitness supplements. You'll know a long form sales letter when you see it because it just keeps going and going and going and going. With our photography product, we tested a long form sales letter, a sales video, and long form plus a sales video. And the last one converts the best, the long form plus the sales video, this one. So up at the top, that top arrow, there's a sales video that plays. And then down below, there's, it's more long form, meaning there's some blurbs of text, but they're cut up in between different images. Now, the third type of sales letters are pretty new, and they don't really have a name yet. I call them single-page sales letters because they usually have navigation, and each page's content is split up in bars down a single page. Here's a look at a few of those. Here, we can see that there's 4 distinct sections to this page, and there's 2 get started buttons. And then this one, there's another 4 or 5 distinct sections, and again, this is just the top part of it, what I could fit in a browser. They have individual sections that move you down the page, and they're largely image based. So there's less content and a lot more images. And here we have a blue and white and gray, kind of background that moves you down the page. And a lot of times navigation, they'll have a link, and rather than the link go to another page, it'll just move you down the page, which is kind of interesting. They have a long form sales letter structure, but they're prettier. And despite being relatively new now, we've proven them to convert really well. In fact, one of our education products is up almost 280% in sales after creating a single page sales letter for it. Oftentimes, a single page sales letter will have both video and text. So there'll be a video up top, text on the bottom, or videos might be sprinkled throughout the page itself. And they really don't even look like videos. You click on an image and a video will pop up. But because the eye is naturally drawn to images, it forces a prospect to really look and really read all of the things that are included in a product, sucking them into just a few bullet points or features and greatly increasing the likelihood of them purchasing the product. I truly believe that you'll see most sales pages adopt this framework in the next 12 months. And lastly, the standard in sales copy right now is the video sales letter, or VSL for short. VSLs were new not that long ago, but almost every high converting product online uses video to some degree, and they all follow this general format. In fact, if you're driving paid traffic, you have to have a video on the sales page. That's not a suggestion, it's required. Any affiliate product that we are sending paid traffic to, if it doesn't have a video, we don't promote it. Any sales copy that we write, everything is in video now. Long form sales letters don't convert cold traffic. Now, creating video sales letters isn't that difficult as long as you have the right framework, which we'll be going over here in a minute. First, I want to show you some examples. So here's one for an investing product. It's a Forex robot. Where it says exchange rates, that's actually a video that plays. We have another one. The black box in the middle is the video that plays. Another one. This is the number one converting and selling product on ClickBank. Has been for a really, really long time now. This video plays, and this is the entire page. All it is the video with McAfee on the upper right and the little logo on the upper left, and then the links at the bottom. And here's another one. This one is interesting. It has a reminder bar on the top that says make sure your sound is turned on. And the video just plays, and this little streaming bar at the bottom kind of makes you feel like it's real, which is an interesting tweak. And now that you've seen a few, let's talk about creating one. The first thing you need to know is the framework itself. A video sales letter is made up of a few different components. So the first thing is a headline. And the headline is what initially catches somebody's attention and pulls them in to watch the video. The next thing you want to get through is the problem. So there's a problem that you were solving with your product, and you want to talk about that problem. You want to aggravate that problem, whether it's from your personal life or whether it's just in knowing the prospect and what they want well enough because of your research or because you've lived through it. So if you're selling a health and fitness product, it might be worried about getting into a bathing suit or having trouble getting out of bed in the morning or not having energy or something like that. Then you want to get into the solution. And the solution is where you start to bridge the problem in your product. So you start talking about how you discovered the solution, how you made something work for you, how you worked through the problem to start to see some light at the end of the tunnel. The product itself is where you get into the full-blown product. You start talking about how the product is going to solve the prospect's problem. Then you get into the features and benefits, and this is where you actually talk about the different elements of the product and how it's going to transform or affect the buyer. Then you announce the price. And at this point is where you want to make sure to start sending people to the buy button, the add to cart button pretty heavily. Then introduce your guarantee. So every product should have a 30-day guarantee or longer. You're going to increase your sales because of it. For the most part, it's almost taken for granted that there's a 30-day guarantee, and any person can return anything for 30 days and get their money back. And then you want to close the sales letter down. And I usually like to do two different closes. One of them is more emotional, and the other one is more analytical. And then intensifiers. And with intensifiers, this is where you might do a limited time, like a limited time discount or a scarcity thing. You know, it's only open for the next 5 days, or we're only selling to 5 more people or whatever. And then that's it. The more transparent you are in your copy and the better you know your prospect, the better your copy will convert. Despite what you may already think about writing sales copy, there's been 2 secrets that have literally made me millions of dollars. The first is to write for one person, not thousands. And I see this mistake all the time in reviewing clients' copy. Before you sit down and open up your laptop, think about this. Who will be buying your product? And what you want to do is you want to create a prospect avatar. And these are some of the questions that will help you define that avatar. What's he or she do for a living? What are their goals? What are they afraid of? How many kids do they have? What kind of house do they live in? Are they married? Does the spouse work or don't they? Do they live in a neighborhood or out in the country or in the city? Do they send their kids to public or private schools? Do they go to church? Be absolute when you're doing this little activity. Describe the exact person that you're selling to, and then give them a name. Bob or Fred or Martha or Kim, that person, they're your customer avatar. Whenever I sit down to write a sales letter, I write it no different than writing a really, really long email to one person. In fact, my favorite person to write to in the local business space is Mike. So Mike is actually a real person. He represents all of the things that are wrong in local marketing for me. And when I write sales copy for local type products, because he owns a local business, he's who I write it to, because a lot of what I create could help him in his business. For the photography space, my avatar is Maddie. Maddie is a recent college grad who enjoys photography. She got started taking pictures from her iPhone, and her boyfriend got her a DSLR camera for this last Christmas. She's new to professional photography and needs a little bit of everything: lenses, lighting, post-processing, specific tutorials on doing stuff like weddings or product shots. And that's because her friends and family ask her to do it for them. So Maddie's had to learn the business end because she's considering quitting her day job to do photography full time, but needs clients. You see how that works? When you can perfectly imagine your target market, like Mike or Maddie, every time you sit down to write sales copy, you're speaking directly to them. And it takes a lot of the hard work out of the process because you're not accounting for a million variables represented by everyone who sees your sales message. What happens, believe it or not, is the more specific you are, the more you sell. It doesn't matter if everything in your sales letter is true or not true for your prospect, in your prospect's life. What happens when they're listening to you talk is they are filling in all the blanks. They're picking out the stuff that is relevant to them, and whatever's not relevant to them, they associate with something else in their life. Here's what happens. With the photo product, maybe another photographer who's watching my sales video really likes his job. He doesn't want to quit, but he also wants to be a better photographer and make some more money on the side. When you paint a picture with your words, other people will see themselves in that picture as well. Now, the second part about sales copy, both Frank Kern and Eben Pagan have told me this in the past. Selling is these 3 steps when you boil it all down. You tell them what you've got, you tell them what it'll do for them, and you tell them how to get it. At its core, that's what selling is, online or off. You hook your prospect with your headline or the first few slides of your sales video. Then you move them through the problem you see in the market and how you solved it, aka what you've got. You follow that up by the product and its features and benefits, aka what it'll do for them. And then you give them the price and the buy button, otherwise known as how to get it. What's left is really just giving them a guarantee and closing down the sales letter. If you want to add any intensifiers like scarcity or bonuses, the end is always a good place to do it. And once that's done, it's test, test, test. So split testing is one thing we get into in module method quite a bit because it's incredibly important. If you're getting lots of traffic and your page isn't converting, it's your sales copy. Tweak that and start crushing sales. And the last thing I want to show you before moving into the marketing piece is a quick way of creating a video sales letter. I've been doing it for years. It's a simple trick that'll save you a bunch of time in retyping and formatting. All right, so the process I use to create video sales letters is very, very easy. And it's going to save you quite a bit of time. So all I do is I go and open up a new text document. On a Mac, I use a program called Text Wrangler. You want to make sure that the text file is a true text file. There's no markup in it. On a PC, it's going to be Notepad. So if you open up a Notepad and just start writing your sales letter, you can convert it into PowerPoint really easily. So I'll go through and write the headings of the sales copy. No different actually than writing the ebook, what we talked about in video number 1. So we're going to start with headline, then problem, solution, product, features and benefits, price, guarantee, close, and intensifiers. And then what I'll do is I'll just start filling these in. So I'll just start adding some different headlines, like the 7 things you need to know before charging your first photography client money. And then you fill in some text for the problem, fill in some text for the solution. The product is where you start describing your product. Features and benefits are where you start adding, the features and benefits of your product. Then you present the price, you present the guarantee, and every product should have a guarantee. And then you want to close down the sales letter and then add any intensifiers. Now, once you have these elements filled in, here's a sales letter that I have just a file filled with sales copy that I've used over the years. And I write on my own sales copy, so it's pretty easy to do. But this is a sales letter that I wrote for a Photo Pro report, a report in the photography space. So it's pretty long. You can see I was doing some split testing of prices there. But from a line standpoint, there's 233 lines to this, and it's double spaced. And then there's a little blurb at the end, after it's kind of like downtime, which is kind of cool. It's a cool sales strategy. How we do it is every new line, we're going to import this into PowerPoint, and every new line is a new slide. So are you ready to make the jump from being an amateur photographer to being more professional? So professional is going to be on the second slide. Where you get paid for your work, third slide. And book shoots and gigs with people other than your friends and family will be the fourth slide. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to do just that. So what we do is we want to make sure that this text file is saved without any markup. In Notepad, you're totally fine. Just save it as a normal text file and import it into PowerPoint. With a Mac, I use Text Wrangler, and there's a special setting that I need to click here. So we need to look at our save options. The line breaks need to be Windows for whatever reason. Then we're going to hit save, and then we're going to just replace it in my computer here. And now we're going to open up PowerPoint, and we're going to hit the open tab. So we're going to be able to open any of the files that are here. And we want to enable all files. So we don't want to just read Microsoft files. We want to be able to read text files too. So we enable all files, and that allows us the ability to go in and grab any file, including a text file. So we're going to find this document. So date modified, today 146. We're going to open that up, and you will see that it added every new line of the text file as its own slide. So let's check that out real quick. So first line is photo pro report. First line is photo pro report. So we're good there. Second slide is, are you ready to make the jump from being an amateur photographer to being more? Right there. The next one, professional. Professional. Where you get paid for your work. Where you get paid for your work. So the nice thing about this is it allows you to take a note file, a notepad file, a text doc, really, and just like straight up write your copy without having to worry about any slides whatsoever. And what ends up happening is, because you're just kind of hitting the enter key rather than right-clicking the mouse, creating a new slide, you're not losing your train of thought. And you can bang out a sales letter in 2, 3, 4 hours, as opposed to 7 weeks if you're trying to compose and edit this thing in PowerPoint. So it helps with that. Now the formatting, once you get inside PowerPoint here, there's some general formatting I'll walk you through. So the first is, we just want to kind of delete that because it was the title of our text document. I usually just put a title at the top so I can remember which one I'm working on. First thing we want to do is we want to change the page layout. So any of the more modern sales letters, they have a 16:9 screen, so they're wider, wide format screens. So it goes wider rather than tall. And the next thing we want to do is we want to move all of this text down to the middle, but we want to do it we don't want to have to drag every one down. So we select the top slide here. Then you want to hold down the Shift or Command key. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom, and then select the bottom slide. So we're at slide 151. And then we are going to choose Layout and Title Slide. Now from here, there's some different stuff that we do. You can add images, no different than adding anything else. But what I'll do on some of these longer blurbs like this one, I might reduce the size down. But what I like to do is I like to just break up the slide. And rather than have to worry about Photoshop actions, it's just kind of a fun little trick. I'll just right-click, copy the slide, and then right-click and paste the slide. And I'll paste a couple of them. And from here, I'll just start up with the top one. So from here, what we do is, this is the appearing text that you see in PowerPoints. All it is multiple slides with the same text. So what we do is, it starts with the basics of setting up your website, and then I just highlight, the rest of this and click the white font color, so it vanishes. And then using free software that makes it easy to control, and apply white to the copy, so you don't have a huge learning curve. White font color. And then that's it. So what you get is a slide that looks like this. So we go It starts with the basics of setting up your website. Next slide, using free software that makes it easy to control. Next slide, so you don't have a huge learning curve. Next slide, or have to pay somebody to manage it for you. See how that works? It's just a nice, easy way of kind of getting some vanishing text that you don't necessarily have to, work too hard at, or really need to know too much of PowerPoint. You can go in there and be a PowerPoint pro and make, all kinds of crazy slides and all that stuff, but the bottom line is it's not really going to help you sell anymore, so get it done so you can start testing it. And then after you get this PowerPoint done, in video 2, one of the things I showed you how to do was record your videos. Record PowerPoints and your voiceover PowerPoints. So that's all you do. It's funny how some of these things keep creeping back up, but when you want to record a sales video, you're going to use the same tool that you use to record the content. For me, open up a ScreenFlow, pull my mic out, record this thing, edit it up, export it as a MP4 file or an MOV file, and we're off and running. So with that, we're going to get back to the video. Now that you have your sales deck done in PowerPoint, all you have to do is record your voice over it with Camtasia or ScreenFlow, which all that training is in video number 2. And we're going to head to the last step in this process, which is marketing. There are literally thousands of ways to market your ebooks and video courses online, and everyone seems to have some off-the-wall strategy for this. In Module Method, there are 8 startup strategies for you in regards to marketing, and 2 of those we're going to go over today. 1 free traffic strategy and 1 paid traffic strategy. You see, I'm all about quickest path to cash when teaching stuff in our courses and videos, and there are only a handful of methods that deliver that in terms of product sales for you. And the first of those is affiliates. Now, you're probably familiar with the term affiliate marketing, where you sell someone else's product and you get paid a commission. Well, today we're going to talk about the reverse of that, where affiliates are able to sell your product and you pay a commission on every sale they send. That means you don't pay anything until a sale is made, and you don't have to worry about going out and finding the traffic. They do. Many million-dollar product-based businesses have been built using nothing but affiliate traffic, which is awesome. Finding affiliates, though, can sometimes be a challenge. Luckily, there's a platform that takes care of a lot of that for us. ClickBank. ClickBank is a digital product retailer, and they do some physical stuff too. They'll list your products for sale and give affiliates a link to use to sell your product for you. And JVZoo does the same thing. It's really big in the marketing and business space. The nice thing is they handle all the money for you. So they'll make sure affiliates get paid, they'll take a small cut for them, and they'll send you the rest. And you get paid every single week from them after you cash the first 2 checks. Back when I got started, that's how I transitioned from getting a paycheck to working on my own. I let ClickBank send me my money. Now, once you get the product listed in ClickBank, they have a special feature that will allow you to reach out to affiliates who sell products like yours, which is really cool. They won't give you their name, but they will send a message on your behalf. So you can reach out and see if they'd be interested in selling your product for you. And the other way to get affiliates is Facebook. Most big affiliates still handle their own Facebook account. I know I do. So you can send them a message on there. And you would be surprised how many affiliates just basically solely send messages through Facebook. I can't tell you how many deals I've organized, JV affiliate deals, just by messaging people on Facebook. You can search through product leaderboards in your niche for names, or find affiliate groups in Facebook and join those. So we want to make sure you do it the right way. First of all, you want to make sure that you're not too pushy. Secondly, you want to tell them that you like what they've been doing or that you've been through some of their products. You want to ask them if they need any help. And you also want to see if they want you to promote for them first. So if they have a product for sale, offer to promote it before you ask for a promotion from them. In short, just be cool. Then ask them if they'd be willing to promote for you. As an affiliate marketer, you wouldn't believe how many people ask me to promote stuff on a daily basis. I get at least 80 requests a week since I've been on so many leaderboards in the past, 8 years and have a big list. Now, the second marketing method I want to cover with you today is Facebook. Last year and this year, Facebook's all the rage. You can get cheap traffic, all day long, and it'll convert for you, and they'll be great quality leads as long as you follow this process. You want to use Facebook to get your traffic. And in Facebook, you can either do a PPC campaign or a retargeting campaign. And we're going to get into all this later in the course. From there, you want to send them to a landing page. On that landing page, you want to offer something for free and collect the opt-in. After they sign up for your landing page, they're going to be opted into your email list. You send them over to the sales video that way. And then over the next couple days, you want to send them additional emails to your sales video so that they go back, watch it again, or after they think about buying, they buy your product. And then you follow up with some additional emails. You send them to a video sales letter or an affiliate product. And ultimately, they end up in your general email list where you send out affiliate products too. That's the process that we use for paid traffic whenever we're selling our own products. So we take Facebook or retargeting, send them to a landing page, and then move them through our sales process, through the evolution of our products, through email. You must collect the lead first before your prospect hits your sales video. That way you can reach out to them later when they don't buy. And you're building an asset in your business that you can use in the future, your email list. There are some challenges with paid traffic in Facebook right now, though. Facebook has gotten a little slap happy and has been shutting down ad accounts left and right. So to make sure you're safe, here's a short list of things to do to make sure you have on your landing page so your account doesn't get banned. Firstly, you want to make sure to include terms of service and privacy policy pages. If I had one recommendation, it would be that. Make sure to put your terms of service in a privacy policy in place on every page that Facebook's going to be able to see from their platform. You also want to tell your prospects exactly what's going to happen next. So after they give you your email address, what's going to happen? Are you going to send them the report? Are they going to get weekly emails from you? Like that kind of thing. You want to include a support tab on the landing page itself. So make sure to have a way somebody can click a link and ultimately send you an email or fill out a contact form or something. You want to use a logo on the landing page, and the logo needs to be halfway decent. I mean, it needs to be a logo. It can't just be like a word with the name of your website on it. You want to have other pages on your landing page site, like a blog, contacts page, services or products page. And highly recommended is you want to include a phone number on the landing page. All of these things, everything that you see on this screen right now, are basically just ways for Facebook to make sure you're a legitimate business. Facebook cares a great deal about its users and how advertising affects them and their experience on Facebook. Here's some examples of Facebook ads and some stats so you can kind of take a look. This one is for protein shakes. Sick of your boring protein shakes? Try one of these. Number 7 is by far my favorite. Here's some of the results. So that ad has gotten 132 leads from 927 clicks, and we've spent $189 on it. So it is about $1.40 a lead, which in the health and fitness space is nuts. That is so cheap. It's not even funny. This is the landing page that they're getting once they click through the ad. And then example number 2 is the digital photography report that we give away, how to build a professional photography website. I love these ads that just have a very simple text kind of headline in the middle. They work really, really, really well. And there's some text above and below. Some of the results, this ad has got 197 conversions from 449 website clicks. We've spent $114. So if you can do the math, you can see that we're getting leads for about 65 cents a piece or 70 cents a piece, somewhere in there. So, which is nuts. That's so cheap, so cheap. And this is the landing page that we're sending them to. And then the final example is 2 that we use for Business Insider. So one of them is 4 proven sales funnel workflows, and the other one is affiliate funnel versus product funnel. They both convert about the same. They convert to the same landing page. So here you see we got 191 leads for $606. And then the red one actually got 84 leads for $231. And the process is the same regardless. We set up our Facebook ad, and then we drive traffic to a landing page. This is the landing page for the ad that you just saw. And then from there, we send them through our products and through our email marketing list. And really anybody can do this as long as you follow what's in these videos. In pretty much any market, you can get traffic for between $1.25 and $2.50 a lead. Sometimes you find an anomaly. Like in photography, that 70 cents a lead is nuts. It's really low, which we love because it's really low. But typically you're gonna find leads for about $2. Some of the more professional service spaces like financial planning and insurance are upwards of like $3 each a lead. And you've already got something to sell them, which is awesome. You've got your product now. So when you fire up your advertising, you want to make sure to watch your numbers closely and split test your sales copy. Now, we've come a long way from the first video. You've learned how to research your market and come up with a digital product based around your customers' needs. You also discovered exactly how to brainstorm your product so that you do all of the hard work once and plan out exactly what your product should be about, so you know what to create and how to sell it. And in the second video, you learn how to create both an ebook and a video step-by-step so you could start piecing together your digital products. You also learn about the software you need for ebooks, videos, audio courses, and editing your content, your videos. Then we moved to your sales site, where we talked about the 3 pages you need for your site: the sales page, the thank you page, and your landing page. We talked about the e-covers and gave you a resource to get them done for $5. Plus, you learned about membership plugins and protecting your content. And finally, today's video. From today's video, you learned about how to write sales copy for your product from both a structural and a conceptual level. You discover the process to identify your avatar, write for them, and sell to everybody else. And then we finished up with the marketing, where the rubber meets the road, and you start to get traffic. You learned about a free traffic method in getting affiliates and a paid traffic method in Facebook advertising, with guidelines and processes for each. We've covered a lot of ground in a very short amount of time, and this video series is winding down. We've got one video left, though. In the next few days, we're going to move this conversation from building, marketing, and selling your product on your own to what I can do to help you get there faster. So watch for that video in a few days. In the meantime, I'll be posting the final profit grid below this video soon, completing the end-to-end process map for you to download and print out and follow. And lastly, below this video in the comments section, please share either one thing that you learned from watching or your number one roadblock in creating and selling digital products. It could be the process for writing sales copy or creating an avatar for your market, or the 4 different types of sales letters and when to use them, or the specific marketing angles you can use to launch your product. I'll be watching the comments closely and will answer any questions that you have, and keep your eye out for video number 4. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.